There is a kind of pain in this world that no enemy can ever create. It is the pain that comes from blood, from the people who are supposed to protect you, stand beside you, and honor the boundaries of your life. Because when strangers betray you, it hurts. But when family does it, it changes you forever. I learned that lesson the day my father and my sister walked into my house while I was away. Not with love, not with concern, but with suspicion, entitlement, and control. That house was my sanctuary. Every wall, every room, every corner had been built with sacrifice. Brick by brick, I created a life where my daughter could feel safe, where laughter could live without fear, where peace could breathe. And yet, the very people who watched me struggle to build it were the ones who violated it. They searched through my drawers. They opened my closets. They went through my papers. They acted as if my life belonged to them. But the worst part wasn't what they touched. It was who they terrified. My daughter, a child, a little soul who had done nothing except trust the adults around her. She called me crying, her voice shaking so hard I could barely understand her. She said she was scared. She said Grandpa was angry. She said Aunt was yelling, demanding answers she didn't even understand. In that moment, something inside me changed forever. Because pain is one thing, humiliation is another. But when your child is harmed by the people who should protect them, that becomes something else entirely. That becomes war. Not the kind fought with fists, but the kind fought with truth, boundaries, and consequences. You see, people think revenge is about rage. They think revenge means destruction. But real revenge is different. Real revenge is about standing so strong that the people who tried to break you are forced to watch you rise higher without them. That day, I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I didn't cry. I became silent. And silence is dangerous when it belongs to someone who has finally seen the truth. I replayed every memory in my mind, every moment my father tried to control me, every time my sister crossed lines and called it family business, every warning sign I ignored because I believed blood meant loyalty. But blood means nothing without respect. Read that again in your soul. Blood means nothing without respect. Family is not defined by DNA. Family is defined by who protects your peace, and mine had destroyed it. So I made a decision. No more access, no more keys, no more excuses. I changed every lock, installed cameras, documented every detail, and when they came back, pretending nothing had happened, smiling as if terrorizing my daughter was just a misunderstanding, they found themselves locked out of the world they thought they owned. The look on their faces was priceless. Confusion, anger, shock. They demanded answers. But for the first time in my life, I owed them none. That was the beginning of my revenge. Not hatred, not violence, justice. And justice feels cold to those who expected unlimited access to your life. My father called me ungrateful. My sister called me cruel. But I had learned something powerful. When toxic people lose control over you, they will call your boundaries betrayal. Remember that. The moment you protect yourself, the people who benefited from your weakness will accuse you of changing. And they are right. You did change. You became stronger. You became wiser. You became untouchable. Weeks passed, and then the truth came out. They had searched my house because they believed I was hiding money. They thought I had inherited something. They were hunting for what they could take. Imagine that. Not love, not concern, greed. That was the engine behind their actions. And suddenly, everything became clear. The years of manipulation, the guilt, the control. It was never about family. It was about ownership. They thought they owned me. But the day they scared my daughter was the day that illusion died. And life has a way of teaching people lessons. A month later, my father needed help, serious help, the kind only family gives. And for the first time, he felt what it meant to stand outside a locked door. He called. I didn't answer. He begged. I stayed silent. Not because I was heartless, but because consequences are the language some people only understand when it is spoken directly to them. My sister came to, crying, apologizing, saying they made a mistake. But apologies after exposure are often not remorse. They are fear, fear of losing what they once controlled. And I understood something in that moment. Forgiveness is a gift, not a requirement. You do not owe forgiveness to people who destroy your peace. You owe protection to the people who depend on you. My daughter looked at me one night and asked, "Are they coming back?" And I told her, "No one will ever make you afraid in this house again." That sentence meant everything. Because my greatest revenge wasn't making them suffer. It was making sure my daughter felt safe again. It was rebuilding trust, rebuilding peace, rebuilding strength. That is what life teaches us. Sometimes the people closest to you carry the sharpest knives. Sometimes the betrayal you fear from the world is waiting at your own table. But here is the truth: betrayal does not destroy you unless you let it. It reveals you, it shows you your strength, it forces you to become the person you were always meant to be. And when you rise, when you stand taller, when you protect your peace without apology, the people who underestimated you will regret every line they crossed. My father and sister thought they could invade my home and walk away unchanged. They were wrong. Because the moment they crossed that line, they lost something they could never get back: me. And losing access to someone who once gave you everything is a punishment deeper than words. So if you are listening to this and carrying betrayal in your heart, remember this: do not let anger consume you, let it transform you. Do not seek chaos, seek power. Do not chase revenge through destruction. Build your revenge through success, boundaries, and peace. Because the greatest victory in life is not making your enemies fall. It is rising so high that they can never reach you again.